Right, lads, thank you for joining us in Champion Football. I'm joined today with Ali McKie, who's replacing Chaz for the week. Budget's drastically dropped. Went to Chaz in the bay to Ali. But also joined with two Sutherland players. We've got Sam Gulisano,
yeah,
unreal for me, and Levi the Shagger, Levi Sciuriaga.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Been practicing that all night. Okay, lads, so thanks very much for coming on. Good to have you both on board, obviously. Big end of the season for you boys, big end of the season for you, Ali, as well. And obviously me being part of Spirit, big end of the season as well. Lots to talk about. Every game, pretty much, in every league has got something riding on it, so we'll get into that in a second. Before we crack on, pre-season and the real football. Everyone, who do you support?
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Who do you support?
Man United.
Liverpool.
Oh, okay. What are you thinking about Big Arnie?
I haven't seen enough yet, but I don't know. There's so much that goes on in the background that we would have no idea about. But from what I've heard, looking forward to it. I don't know. It's obviously big shoes to fill, but see how we go. See what he does with the squad.
Have Liverpool signed anyone yet?
No, not really.
No. Well, Gakpo looked good in the Euros.
I know, really.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. So who do you like? And Diaz looked unbelievable in the Copa. So you've obviously got Salah there with his new hairdo, shaved head.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it. I've seen that.
So yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing. Then I don't know what's going on with the whole Nunes thing. So I don't even know if he's going to get banned or.
I think he's sweet. I think they're not even going to ban him.
So they've got a few options. And Jota's back, so see how we go.
I don't think going forward's ever been an issue for them.
Nah, true.
Trent's contract's up this year.
Yeah.
Who's contract?
Trent.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Think I'll keep him.
There's a lot of talk about Real Madrid. But
You just never did. No chance.
You just never reckon.
Who knows?
I mean, good player.
I can see him there.
He's good at what he does. I don't understand what you're saying. Goes forward a lot. Doesn't have to worry about defending too much. You know?
Yeah.
What about Man United? You say Man United fan?
Yeah, Man United fan.
Yeah,
We'll see how it goes.
right?
Yeah, they've got a couple of signings, that Yoro guy and that.
Yeah.
And we'll see how we go. I still think they need a bit more. Xerxes or whatever, he's
He looks
alright.
decent.
Yeah.
And do you think we'll get him?
Yeah, delete hopefully.
It's a good signing as well.
Oh, they got him?
No, I don't think it's been done yet.
Yeah.
But I think it's positive rather than signing guys who are 35, 36 and 1 year left in their contract.
Yeah.
And I also think it's pretty good they gave Ten Hag. I think anyway they gave him another crack at it.
They gave him another crack.
It's so easy to sack gaffers.
Yeah.
It's so easy to sack gaffers. So I think fair play. Because Arsenal held it with Arteta.
Yeah.
Done the job, but it'll be interesting. So I'm going to assume you don't think Liverpool or Man U will win the league next year.
I don't know. Like still, you can't go. I don't think Arsenal will. I think they had a good chance this year. Yeah. I don't know how. So I'm not saying that they won't come back from it, but you just never know. Everyone had a bit of an average run in the EPL at some stage last year, and no one was talking about City, and then all of a sudden, but fair play, they just do a job.
Always do, they?
I can't see Man United winning it.
Nah,
I always have hope at the start of the season. And
Champions League, if Man U can get back in the Champions League.
Yeah, that's the aim, I reckon.
Which is a sad state of affairs considering the size of the club, but that's what they're after.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then really only other thing to talk about outside of NPL was the Waratah Cup last night. APIA, did you see the highlights of that?
Yeah, 5-2.
Looked pretty comfortable, didn't it?
Yeah.
Missed a good few chances. Did you see the highlights of that game? It was very one-sided.
Yeah.
Some Segretto's free kick, you see that?
No, yeah.
That's an absolute beauty, man.
Is that 2 in a row now?
2 free kicks, are there?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Scored one against who was it, Mark? No.
Last week?
Yeah, last week I think.
Last week played City United, didn't they?
Oh yeah, it was 2. No, the
Yeah,
week before at home.
The commentator did mention he scored a couple, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming so. But that was a crack free kick. But it could have been 7 or 8 by the end of it. Must have a few chances.
It's funny, always APIA and Blacktown, they always find versing each other in like games like that, semi-finals or in FA Cups and that. Because I remember when I was at APIA, always get Blacktown in like early stages of the draw. They always find a way to verse each other in
Blacktown
cup games.
APIA like 6-2 at the start of the season?
Yeah,
It's always big scores with them.
They're usually close, but this season it's been wild with some results and some scores.
That's what you were saying as well.
That's what I just said. Yeah, in all, maybe not so much ours, but yeah, in NPL 2 and 1, some of the scores are just
crazy.
Yeah.
9 Did you only pump 9 or something?
Nah, 7.
we lost 7-0. It happened. Then you see freaking Rockdale losing 9-0 to Marconi.
I know,
crazy.
Yes.
That was that was verging on like this is getting investigated.
Yeah, and then I think
we had them the week after.
I know that's the worst time to play them.
Yeah, and then I think what else didn't Sydney FC lose to Blacktown like 8-0 or something as well?
Yeah, they were scalped as well, and it was there was quite a few other results. I'm sure that Sydney United battered APIA as well, 4-5 now.
Yeah.
5-0. Sydney Olympic beat Sydney United 5-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was fucking nuts, mate. Nuts. Well, we'll get stuck into NPL 1 to start with. We'll go through the usual format. So probably Chaz has done the notes as he always does. So we'll start with Rockdale, probably a good place to start because they're top of the league. Bay was saying the whole last week how the league was over and they've won the league, but it looks like they've potentially given Marconi a wee insight. I mean, I do think it's going to be difficult for them to not win the league because I think they've been the most consistent all year. What are you boys thinking?
Yeah, I think Rockdale deserve to win the league.
They deserve it, but I think they will.
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah.
They've got APIA this weekend, haven't they? Pretty sure
I think so, yeah.
Pretty sure they've got APIA this weekend.
I think they will lock it up though.
APIA Rockdale, at Rockdale, at London.
Yeah.
If APIA can win that and Marconi, I don't know how Marconi fixtures are not in front of me, but if Marconi can get a win,
what is it, 6 points? Is it
6 points with 5 games to go.
Yeah.
Like my personal, I'll be back in Rockdale since the start in terms of I think they will win. They look the most consistent.
Yeah.
But part of me is also glad that Marconi's had a little run because it makes it a wee bit more interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially this game at the weekend because if
you have finals, don't you?
Yeah.
we have finals, which is still pretty tight as well.
Yeah, that's something to play for. Whereas the rest of the leagues are. We're fighting for promotion. Yeah, different story. But yeah, it's funny that you talk about that because even at the start of the year, obviously you want to get promoted with no playoff game, but playing like back-to-back grand finals in 2 weeks is like a dream. That's like, growing up, that's all we did was you wanted to play finals. Like it didn't really matter who finished first. It was always who won the grand final, and that's what legit it is. I went and watched Mounties play Nepean last year, and it was like back-to-back grand finals 2 weeks in a row, like home and away.
That's amazing, mate. I think it's the best thing they've introduced.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's
unbelievable.
maybe not after. Well, we don't play 30 games, but I think we play 28 because of the 2 byes or whatever it is. But that's probably a bit hard. But mate, yeah, unreal.
It'll be interesting to see if you boys are in it again. Oh, maybe top. We'll see how you go.
No, definitely.
Well, we'll actually look at the game itself. So Rockdale again. Watch the first half. Rockdale looked to have dominated most of the first half. I think Olympic had 1 shot.
Yeah.
A little bit of a mistake from Peter Politis and Pelikanos. Was it Pelikanos that scored them? Pretty sure it was Pelikanos that scored.
Yeah.
He scored right before half time.
And then the goal was the winning goal was in extra time, wasn't it?
It was like the last brilliant.
What happened on the sideline?
I think it was just.
I thought I read also.
Yeah, I saw that with the kids.
I think it was fucking hilarious, man. Brilliant. So Rockdale went 1-0 up, and then O'Donovan equalised in the 69th minute. To be fair, Rockdale probably should have won the game. They had shit ton of chances. Bay missed a big chance. Then Speranza missed a big chance. He understood the bar. Yeah. I think, to be fair to him, the one with Speranza, he just got a tone as the keepers went to grab it. I think he's almost just reaching for it. But big chance nonetheless. They had a few. They deserved to win the game, but they didn't. So O'Donovan equalised in the 69th minute, 16th goal of the season. And then 10 Quoll scored in the 94th minute.
94th, yeah, I saw that one.
So then the Rockdale fans are in the corner, and they must have been giving them a bit the whole game because when O'Donovan scored, he blew them a kiss.
Yeah, okay.
And then when they scored the winner, they've all ran across and under 13s or whatever ran across like this. Noising them up. I love that stuff, man.
Well, that was what was happening on Saturday. So I don't know what Bankstown did, but it was like every single age group had to be there. And they had probably maybe the under 12s or 13s behind our goalie the whole game, and apparently they must have looked on dribble because they were shouting out every single player's name. Apparently I can't confirm, but apparently they went on dribble, must have found our keeper's name, somehow found his missus' name on Instagram. This is 12-year-old kids. So it was a bit of banter. That was fair play. Well, keeper didn't make any mistakes, but. Yeah, it's.
I don't mind that, man. I think it's funny. And if there's people at the game, it's so much better as a player.
Yeah, well, in professional and overseas, that's
what you get.
Yeah, like it's part and parcel. It's not like a one-off. It's like you're taking a throw in or a corner. There's some guy telling you that.
Mate, I remember under 13s football. I was playing at a place called Easterhouse in Glasgow. You might know Easterhouse, East End of Glasgow. Rough as a badger's arse, but. I'm taking a throw in, I'm 13 years old. I go to take a throw in and there's just a line of mad bastards on the sideline for the other team. Guys, grown men, can of lager, football. So I'm trying to get the ball and I'm like, oh, excuse me mate. And the guy's like, fuck off wee man. So I'm standing on the sideline, trying to get a throw in like this.
That's part and parcel. That's well, especially over there. But it was just funny because obviously there's a difference. Getting your fans there, like at Ryde, they used to do it. They used to make the kids come, and it was always positive stuff. But like they were heckling, like they were. It was unreal.
But it's brilliant. But if you're getting heckled and you can score a goal, it's so much better to score a goal.
That was what was shit from us because every time there was a corner or something, they kept saying even my name, and I think I said something about you guys will be in this league or something next year, and then it ended up being 3-3. So some little kid had a last laugh, but then I could hear him yelling the whole time, and then as we walked over when the game had finished, didn't say anything, and I looked at him, I'm like, what's up? And then as I got up to the change room, he started going again. I went, I'm just getting
it's hard, mate. You're so emotional after it's hard not to be, man.
That's what you want, but with the fans like come 100%. To games and heckling, you'd rather that than
building
NPL as well.
At our game on the weekend, the Cove came.
Yeah,
that was the best.
Did not come to a game recently as well when someone, no I tell a lie, it was Sydney FC I think last week when they scored, they all ran towards the Cove to celebrate, that's what it was. But I would have rather that.
It was adrenaline rush for our.
How many are you talking in the game? Like a couple hundred or something?
At the game on the weekend? We had a lot on the weekend.
On the weekend the whole stand was...
Yeah, stand was
packed. That's what you want.
I think they sent an email out, to get everyone out and that, and the whole stadium was full.
It's proper. It's good.
And unfortunately they watched one of the shittest games.
It was a boring game.
I'm never coming back to it. Well, we can just jump on it straight that game because you boys played. Did you both start play it?
No, I didn't play that one.
Did you play the minutes? Did you play it?
No, not this one. I've been come back from injury and that, so yeah.
Okay. How did it go?
Pardon?
How was the game? We know it was crap to watch, but as a player in it?
It was slow.
Slow what?
Yeah, we had the ball majority of the time, but there was just no chances. There was just nothing.
The keeper had nothing. I can't remember a meaningful
shot. There was no shot on the
There's only, from what I watched, 2 chances. They hit the crossbar, and then we put a cross in, which was meant to be a cross, but it's gone to the goal, and the keeper stepped over. That was it, but man,
But edgy, do you think, just maybe both teams not wanting to lose?
Yeah, I think so. Even last time we versed them was 0 as well, but we missed a penalty. We had a couple clear-cut chances.
I think it was a game of they wanted to hold back and see who cracks first, and just whoever makes that mistake.
A goal would have probably opened up the game a wee bit, Yeah, we were watching it.
Like the Euros.
Basically.
It was a good result for everybody else at the bottom half. Draws, obviously. Draws are a nightmare. Well, we can then look at probably just below Rockdale's Marconi. Massive result for them. Yes, he scored a cracking free kick. He's been on form the last probably the second half of the round. Obviously, always plays well, but he's been scoring some big goals. 1-0 against Manly, never an easy place to go against Manly.
Yeah, and we'll be tomorrow night.
We've
got Manly tomorrow night.
That'll be a big game, that as well. But that's Marconi, 6 points off Rockdale, and credit to them, they've had a brilliant run of form and will definitely be keeping it interesting right to the very, very end, and they've pretty much secured the playoff position, which is good for them. And then we spoke about Sutherland. Hills, we speak about Hills had a superb result against us, 4-1. I don't know if you've seen the highlights of that.
Hills game, saw that. Saw that goal. Absolute bomb,
2 of them?
Bro, ridiculous.
I've
never seen
Did you see the highlights
I've seen them.
Oh, obviously we're a similar boat to these boys, a bit of a relegation battle. There's like 7 teams in it. Hills were rock bottom before
I remember that, I heard that.
Probably the result that most people didn't want Hills to win because it drags everybody back into it again. And then start the first 10 minutes, we hit the post, miss a big one-on-one. Okubu scores a decent finish on the transition. Second half comes out, we're better team for 10 minutes, then Okubu scores a half volley, screamer, makes it 2-2. That knocked it, after that point the game was sweating gone a wee bit, and then 5 minutes later, they win a ball in the middle of the park, transition through it, and the guy, Kelshaw, is that his name? Kelshaw, I think? He scores an absolute screamer from a corner of the 18 yard. I feel it was like one of the boys said it last night. It felt like he was running down the channel, didn't have much options. He thought, fuck it, I'm hitting this. Just went diag, top in. It's one of those games where I think they had 5 shots,
4 goals.
4 goals, and the one that went on target was a goal disallowed.
Wow.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, we didn't exactly pepper them in that. It was 15 minutes, but big results for them. and it makes it bottom of the league interesting. It pulls up for us, but we're still in a shout, as with pretty much everybody else. It could go pretty much either way. And then looking at St George, 3-0 up after 20 minutes against Western Sydney Wanderers. Western Sydney Wanderers, I think, are now at the bottom half. That's him in 9th position after being top of the league for a large chunk of the season.
Yeah, didn't they?
You find a lot with those teams, when you verse them at the start of the year, they're buzzing, you know, like, and they're absolutely killer. And then at the back end of the season, they drop off. It happens.
Doesn't it? Just like half the boys are. You get back.
Come and go plays.
Nathaniel Blair, he was one of the top goal scorers. And Satsford was there. Marcus Eunice was running the mock. But yeah, called up to A-League. Some people moved on. The Sciuriaga youth teams have been playing as well, so they've been off.
Yeah, we versed them first game of the season.
And yeah, they were buzzing. That was the quickest game. We lost 3-1. We're up 1-0.
Yeah, and then they scored.
And then
literally
Levi scored.
Straight after we scored, they scored off the kickoff.
Yeah.
And it was just...
But yeah, that was the fastest game we played in a long time. Right. And I always, I remember telling the boys, I was like, you want to verse them at the back end of the draw. Because when you verse them at the start, buzzing. Like, I remember when I was at Marconi too, we versed them in pre-season. We lost 4-0 to them in pre-season, and then later in the season we had them at the back end, and then we beat them 5-0. So such a difference.
Was isn't A-League on at that time?
Yeah.
January and that?
Well, we played. Spirit actually played Sydney FC last night in a friendly, the A-League team, and had some of the boys from NPL playing for them as well. It's the second half, so the boys are all getting involved. Pre-season camp, obviously thinking about the squad. Look at some boys fighting for contracts, fighting for first team places. So yeah, it's going to happen. So Wanderers disappointing because I did quite enjoy watching them. I thought they were really good to watch. Scored loads of goals. They battered so many teams.
Yeah.
Good goals, good football as well. And then it's just obviously went to shit because of obviously it's part and parcel of what's happening with A-League clubs inside the NPL. Then looking at Wolves beating St George Saints, putting St George Saints still in that relegation zone. Wolves have been hot and cold throughout the season, but they're fighting for that playoff spot. Look fairly comfortable. Any thoughts on that game, boys? Did you watch it?
It helped us out a bit, so we bring St George with us, so
They looked pretty comfortable that one. I don't think St George Saints in the highlights had a single chance.
Yeah. No.
It's pretty one-sided. And then Sydney United, big result against APIA. Trying to remember, I watched the game actually 2 days ago. Kalic had a few good saves actually, to be fair. He kept out APIA.
Got man of the match, didn't he, I think?
I think he got man of the match, he had a good game to be fair. But APIA have just been fucking so disappointing, man. They've won 3 out of the last 9.
It's funny, up and down, and then they win 5-2 last night.
I know, when APIA, obviously APIA are definitely one of the best teams in the league, and they've got amazing players in their team, but when they click, they'll pump teams.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they've just had bizarre, losing to Central Coast at home.
Yeah, that wasn't wasn't it?
Central Coast is snatched. Central Coast deserved to win the game.
Yeah.
It was nuts, man. And 3 out of 9 games, really poor run of form. But again, we've mentioned a wee bit with finals and stuff, there's that sort of how big is winning the league for some teams? I don't know, obviously everyone wants to win everything, of course you do, but there's still that sentiment with some players we're in finals, let's win finals.
Yeah.
So if APIA haven't finished the season as strongly as they'd like, if they go and win finals, it's all forgotten about.
Yeah, exactly that.
I don't agree with that, but that's Australian football, and that's what it is. What's your boys' thoughts on finals? Do you like it? Well, if say you're in Rockdale or APIA's position, you can win a league or you can win finals. Yes, you want to do both. What would you choose?
Finals.
Yeah, I think in Australia you need to have finals.
What it is,
you play for that. You change.
No, look, I liked last year playing with just going for first place, and I was lucky. Being at Marconi, we were in the hunt for first place probably until 2 rounds to go, but my thought was what about the teams in the middle of the table? What are they playing for?
I'm not saying finals shouldn't be a thing, because I was always, prior to last year, saying finals is shite. What's the point, blah blah blah, whinging about it, and then you get rid of it. I thought, this is actually quite shite, because if you're sitting 8th, 10th, 7th, what's the point? Our team's going to go, let's save a bit of cash, let's not play a team, blah blah blah. So I do understand having finals, and it should be a thing. I think it's great, but I think the biggest trophy, the biggest award should go to a team in a 30-game season. I mentioned this last week, so I won't go into it, but I think...
I do agree with it. It's just, I think in Australia, I guess it's a bit different,
I can't see it changing, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, Central Coast Mariners again getting a point against Blacktown City. They have been, I don't know how many games that is, I don't have the form guide in front of me, but they have been, I can't remember the last game.
They're not going away.
Lost to Marconi actually, Marconi beat them 1-0.
Yeah.
But that was the only game I can imagine. I can remember them losing about maybe 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
So they've probably made it hard for everybody, haven't they?
And we got them next week as well, so that's another big
Park,
game. No, it'll be at Seymour. Yeah.
Seymour's stinking for that.
Very bouncy.
I love it. I've been there for what, 5 years.
See, trying to warm up on that pitch.
Yeah.
It's like playing in the playground.
It's so
He loves it because he's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
I've gone from like Marconi, you know, nice grass and then you go there to the bumpy, you know, tyres. It's a bit different.
When you go into a corner in the middle of the game, like, how do you play on this every week?
Do you generally have to adjust how you play because of that pitch?
Yeah, kind of. Like, it depends.
Because obviously knows the advantage.
Yeah.
So do you usually go right on this pitch? Do you play differently at home than you do away?
Nah, not really.
No.
We usually stay the same, but when we're away on like a nice pitch like Marco,
honestly,
we're just zipping.
Oh,
I think
it's football, mate.
Right, we're walking on the pitch before the game. We're like, oh wow, just so good.
Oh wow, grass.
I think
it's flat. Oh.
On the pitch, I think our football is it looks better on a
of course.
pitch.
I think we played on grass last night at home. Football should be played on grass. Obviously you can because of the weather, I get it, but you play on grass, it's just like use a grass, you know.
Yeah, but it's average. Well, below average, but
I still rather play on grass.
But it's obviously it's Mounties is a bit like wet, muddy, and not that like dry. So obviously we've had a lot of wet weather anyway, but it's not that like hard shit grass. It's, if anything,
sloppy.
it's a bit heavy.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad, but like we went from. I think we played 3 games in a row on AstroTurf, and then we went back to training, and even we were like hitting off a knee, hitting off that, like couldn't hit the ball for 10 passes. So, but it does. It obviously benefits us. Mounties is a big pitch. We're used to it. So, but it is grass. They've just never done anything with it. So,
is it the start of the season, but decent?
It's still average, but it's grass. It's not like there's a big brown patch or anything in the middle of the pitch, but it is bumpy.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're redoing Seymour anyway. There's talk.
So
that was one of the first AstroTurfs done, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the first one.
It hasn't been touched since.
That APIA and
APIA just redid it. It's much nicer because when I was there, the knee pain and back pain you'd get because it was like cement. But when we played on it a few weeks ago, it was much better.
How do you go as a Seymour shot? Do you get paid?
No.
Oh. Well, you're young, that's why I'm a bit older.
You get
a little bit. Nah, mate. But it's been alright.
The ground's not too hard, to be fair. It's just, I don't know, the bobble's just crazy.
It's just the bobble, because it's tight.
I think we played Marconi round 1 or round 2 or whatever it was. But we played usually the week after Marconi, whatever it was, round 2 or 3. And we just went from the grass, popping it about, and we played really well. They beat us 1-0 in the 83rd minute, and the boys were loving it.
Yeah.
And then when it's everyone just burst out laughing. What's going on here? What's going on? Right, okay. Chaz also wanted to mention to the Rockdale boys, he apologised last week for not picking them to win, and he picked them this week and says, picked them this week, you lost. Have I missed a game here? St George.
That was the last one.
I missed St George. St George. No, that's it. No, Olympic Rockdale.
The other St George?
No, 5-0.
He's got both.
5-1 Thursday Battle man.
Then you spoke about Olympic Rockdale first.
That's us, well, Ali.
So, this is my forte. This is
your forte, mate. I know about MPL 2. MPL 3 I struggle, but MPL 2 I know a fair bit about. But you can lead it all. I'll go through the results and you can give me some insight if you know a bit more than what's down in this bit of paper. So, a big result at the bottom of the table, Dulwich against Nepean. That was a game that I was sort of keeping an eye on. Obviously having Steve on a couple of weeks ago. I know quite a lot of Dulwich boys, I know the Dulwich gaffer, so don't really want any of those two to go down, but obviously one of them has to. And 5-0 to Dully, I think 10 minutes Chaz put down. Dom and Mika scored 2 goals quite early on, and it's difficult to come back.
I think an early goal in any of the lower is a no-brainer. Like we scored in 3 minutes into the South Coast game, won 5-0. It's just, I think it's just something that when you go behind in the lower, you don't really, not that you don't chase the game, but I think anything from like the first 10 minutes, you're like and not here we go again, because sometimes, but for example with maybe Nepean and Dully.
Nepean, it's like that's. You'll find it as well in the relegation. If you're playing Sydney FC and they scored 2 in the first 10 minutes, you're almost like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like wins out A. Doesn't feel like a big game. You're just already thinking, shit, who have we got next week? Maybe pick up points next week now. We're struggling here. But I think Nepean, that's a big kicking the balls at, man, 5-0 at home against a team they were trying to catch to potentially get out of that bottom position.
So who is it? It's Dunbar, Nepean and...
Can you get the league up on your phone just for reminder? Do you boys know any boys in NPL 2? Watch any of it? Know any teams?
MacArthur Bulls.
Yep. Oh, you usually the NPL snobs, aye?
No, I know MacArthur. I know a few. Manny Gonzalez used to play at Bonnie Rig, and now I think he moved to MacArthur as well. I know a few boys from there playing and that. So.
Well, this podcast is supposed to get people interested in NPL 2 and NPL 3, mate, so get yourself watching it. There's a lot of good boys in there.
Well, shout out to Manny. So.
The bottom league's tight. We know that Dunbar's also down there, but Dunbar also lost. They lost to SD Raiders. The SD Raiders have been playing well. It's a 5th straight win. Dunbar, Chaz has put down here, Dunbar made it difficult for SD Raiders to get in the rhythm, but they took all 3 points with 2 goals from Mihail Marcic and Noah. Oh, I don't know if I want to pronounce his name right.
He's a Chinese.
Chinese, there you go.
Oh, no, Chinese, yeah. I just played futsal with him, actually.
Oh, did you? Okay, well, that's
So Nepean on 12, Dunbar on 13, and MacArthur and Dully are on the same now. So, but they've both got a game. So it'll be, if say, for example, so 12, they can get to 15, 13, they can get to 16, and they're on 19. So if they both go win-win, I'm not sure who they're playing, but that'll make things very, very interesting. But at the moment, it's Nepean and Dunbar.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I wouldn't mind. I don't know, man. It's tough because I used to coach Dunbar in like 2015-16. So I've got I don't really know anyone at Rams, so I'm not really too fussed if they go down.
Yeah,
but it's tight.
It's the state of the nation. Yeah.
6 points between.
With a game in hand, both.
Okay, that's tight. Want to keep an eye on it. It's good. Want to keep it tight till the very, very end. So that's good. Looking at NSW, Chaz obviously isn't here, but Chaz has been bombed out of the squad by a 16-year-old Cassius Flavel goalkeeper who, to be fair to him, it's his debut at 16 years old as a goalkeeper. It's very big shout out to him. Very hard to get a goalkeeper spot no matter what your age is. So, and even better than that, they beat Mount Druitt 3-2. Fair play to him, fair play to NSW. But in a bit of a sickener for Mount Druitt, we talked about it last week. Mount Druitt have been top of the league almost the whole year.
Yeah, they've
Bills
done
are now
well.
top, and Mount Druitt, I think there's 2 bounce maybe lost, or they've not won consecutively in a couple of weeks. So now I'm not sure the league table. Ali's just.
They're still top, Mount Druitt?
So
no,
Bulls are 1 point in front.
Wow.
So that's Bulls 1 point in front because Bulls
And
also lost. Well,
And Hakoah are 5 behind. Yeah, Bulls also lost.
So it's a big.
But it seems like every single time one of them slips up, the other does the same thing. So whether their games are at different times of the weekend or they play at the same time.
Well, I think Mount Druitt and UNSW kicked off at like 5 o'clock.
Oh, they always do it at UNSW, yeah.
They kicked off early, so into Lions and Bulls had a chance to capitalise.
And didn't.
They lost 3-0, and then.
Which is surprising though, because you remember Ahmed obviously said
about it,
how good Bulls were. And Inter go bop them 3-0.
Well, I made text me saying I told you we'd beat them. Well, I don't know, I can't remember you saying that. No, I didn't score. I only played the last 20 minutes because he's back from injury.
Yeah.
And then Hakoah, although like not a great result because they could have capitalised, but they still got a point. So they did make up a little bit.
That would have made things interesting. They would have been on 54. They would have only been 3 points behind.
I don't think it's over, mate. 5 games to go. No one had expected an Alliance to win 3-0, and no one had expected UNSW to beat. Well, UNSW are a good side to be fair, but for both in the losing the same weekend, I don't think they'd expected that. No. Well, that keeps it interesting at the top of the table and the bottom of the table. Looking at Blacktown Spartans, picked up 3 points, beat Northern Tigers 2-0. Aiden Kaira and Sullivan Bangura scored goals for the Spartans. They lost 5-0 last week, so good result for them. That Northern Tigers are consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, didn't they win 4-2 during the week against?
Oh, did they?
Or was that this week? I thought maybe they beat someone on.
Midweek games are sometimes missed, I don't know.
This might have been Wednesday night, so this would have been after these games.
This was done. Chaz done this yesterday.
Yeah, they beat Dully 4-2.
So Dully lost that game in hand.
Yeah, Dully lost.
Okay, so they're in it. So Northern Tigers 4-2 win there. And then looking at Ryde, so they put their relegation fears to bed with a 3-1 victory over MacArthur Rams, which puts MacArthur Rams back in that relegation or potential relegation playoff base. Ryde were 3-0 up, and Rams scored a late consolation goal in the 95th minute. Have I missed a game? I don't think I have. Covered it all. Bankstown Derby.
Yeah, I haven't heard enough about Berries.
Spartans?
But
who? Spartans
won.
Yeah, we went through that one.
But obviously, Bankstown City obviously started slow at the start of the year when I was here, but we've been flying probably since.
Where are they? Not really, the fourth.
Yeah.
Again, that's that finals, isn't it?
Five apart.
Well,
finals, yeah.
I'm saying so there's nothing for them. Really.
Yeah.
They're not going to catch
No, they're 5 points behind third. So
it'll be very unlikely for them to do anything the rest of their season.
How's Berry's gone?
I think mid-table.
We versed them 3 times in pre-season, remember?
Really?
Yeah, we versed them 3 times in pre-season. We don't know, eh? We don't know, but we versed them 3 times, beat them all 3 times, but we just said it was a bit of a cup.
We did too. Yeah, far out. I remember that.
The only thing with obviously Bankstown City would have been maybe that was kind of like a bit of a feeler year. So the fact that they've started coming, they're obviously something to improve on with the team they had, but they did make a fair few changes. So they obviously had a good team on paper, but and coming fourth now, but with that sort of slow start, maybe they just kick off from that next year.
Yeah, well, they've got a wee bit of cash behind the club, and they've got a decent, like a big club, so they'll attract some good names again, which they did this year. But it's tough. NPL 2 is tough to get out of, man.
Yeah.
Like we were fortunate here, we went up. It was 4 that got promoted.
Yeah.
It was tight. It was only like I don't know. It wasn't many points, like 5 points between first and fourth, but it was tight. It was a big year. But it's hard to get back up once you go down. You see, look at Bonnyrigg. They went down, didn't come back up
for a while.
So a lot of clubs have been down. Fraser Park, Parramatta, they've all they've capitulated. It's tough to get back out of it again. Right, the big event. NPL 3, mate. Do you know any boys in NPL 3?
Nah.
NPL 2 are covered.
Unbelievable.
I think you only get some of their games on Sofa Score. Mounties is always on there.
It's on, right?
But I don't know how many other games are on there.
Well,
there's no live updates on. But Mounties sometimes on there because I looked at it because when my brother was telling me about it, I was like, surely not. I don't know how he's getting live updates. I would dead set come back to my phone and it was like minute by minute what would happen in our game.
Score?
No. And Football 24 stops at NPL 2.
That's right, yeah. So SofaScore does some NPL 3 though?
Well, Mounties was on there when we played someone else, but obviously I don't check our games when we're playing, but there has been games on there.
Looked like you were that second goal, mate. Looked like you wasn't that second goal. You run us through the results, mate, on this.
Alright, so Gladesville versus Hawkesbury, that was Sciuriaga's retirement.
Legend.
Yeah. He was obviously there when I was there, and yeah, as I said the first time I was on, he was just a different class. Like, obviously he played Champions League, did all that, and came back here, and it was a big thing. And then became part of the furniture, and I believe he's obviously just chucking in. I think he did. I wasn't sure, but I thought he did chuck in the towel maybe last year, or it might have been the start of this year. But he obviously came back, and I'm guessing that's him done now. So I don't know if the guy from Hawkesbury, the Swartzer, was retiring as well, but it was that Stroke Cup thing. So they both walked out together. So maybe they're both, and he's been part of NPL 3 for years.
270 games.
Yeah.
Have you all put against them? Korean goalkeeper, long-haired guy. I think he's like 52.
He used to play for Olympiacos. Yeah,
Olympiacos. He's got played Champions League. He's like a Greek legend. Oh, he's superb, man.
Yeah.
He's a character. Basically.
Did you ever play NPL 1?
No, he came here like post career, and Gladesville Magic was obviously run by the Greeks, and he was a part of that.
Yeah.
So I think it was more just like a come back here to help
for the lifestyle.
Did they not retire before and then come back?
That's what I think. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I think they were trying to get him out, but yeah, when he came, we won the league. The year that Mount Druitt got promoted from the league that Gladesville Magic was in, he was like an absolute freak, like scary how good he was. Mm-hmm. But again, it doesn't matter what league you're playing that high of a level, and then playing that many games here, it's. But yeah, he's.
Probably, mate, what a legend. Good guy to have around. We're trying to try our best to try and get him on a podcast.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I think you'll be alright.
Try and get at least one good goalkeeper on a podcast. That'd be good.
Hurstville, Camden. Hurstville up and down. I think some of their results. I think I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like Camden since the window haven't been the same. So I'm not sure what's going on there or whatever, but obviously, I think Connor's at Hurstville.
He's been in Ireland. He's been in Ireland.
Yeah.
He's not been playing.
Oh, beautiful. Is he here? When's he back?
I don't think he's going to play the rest of the season.
We verse him in 2 weeks. Beautiful.
Mate,
how good. Central Coast versus Para. So Central Coast have gone on a little bit of a run. They always try and play a bit of football, which doesn't always work in NPL 3. But Para are the same. Like when we played them, they try to play and that, but.
Why do you think it doesn't always work? Is it the surface? Is it the quality?
Yeah. So like the teams, some teams play and some teams don't. But it's a bit more of a battle. So much that, like you said, it's hard to get out of NPL2. Like it gets less and less technical, obviously, the lower you go down.
Yeah.
But yeah, some teams still try and play, but I think Central Coast, obviously having Shannon Cole as their coach, he's probably trying to cement that into there and start that. But yeah, they've had a...
You need the players, but don't you? Sorry to say, we want to play brilliant football, but it comes a point where you're like, this isn't fucking working, man.
Yeah.
Like, it looks good in the eye, but like, we're getting pumped.
Yeah.
We can't fucking get out our own defensive fucking third tier, try to build up.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what talking Mount Drew actually from NPL2, saying like, people can say they go direct, but
yeah,
we're on games, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking mad.
Get results.
If you've got something that broke up top, you just got to give them service. I think that Andre.
He scored another 2, didn't he?
You can't really play football on that pitch either. That they got a Mount Drew, I don't think. So
Yeah. Oh, the start of the season is actually not bad, to be fair. It's quite a nice start, but it does rip up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, mate, what else you got for us?
So we'll touch on Bankstown and Mounties last. Fraser and South Coast. So South Coast obviously have a few decent boys like that. The 2 Yannis. One was at Sydney United.
Oh yeah, Chaz last year.
So one was with Picardas, is that his name?
Yeah, Picardas.
He's there. Yeah. Then they've got that Poscolario and the other centre back. But yeah, so they're decent. But yeah, obviously Fraser, we played them on Tuesday night. Tried to bop a roll around. I guess a 0 draw in our league is a bit. Obviously, you guys are talking about how boring it was in yours. Imagine how it is in ours. So I can't comment on that. Inner West versus Rage. Rage are still scoring goals since the window. I believe they've made a couple of signings. Inner West obviously have been in the top half.
Where are they in the league, Inner West? I know they're close, but how far off are they? Top of your league's tight, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's... I know Jets have stretched a little bit.
So
the second place looks good.
Newcastle Jets 59, Mounties 49, Bankstown 48, and Inner West 46.
Okay, so they're 3 points up, but I think they've been a very big dark horse. Inner West Hawks. Yeah,
so they burst. So Bankstown played them the other week.
Yep.
The week before we did. And I spoke to my mate from Inner West, and it was a 50-50 game, I think, and then it got a bit physical, and that's when I think Inner West might have not struggled a bit, but Bankstown, energetic, physical, like it's hard to play against. So I think that might have been what happened. I think it was quite tight until like the last 15 minutes of the game. But Inner West got a few. We only beat them 3-2 the first round, so we've got to play them in a catch-up game, which is this. I think it ends up being about the third last game before season, so it'll be a bit of a crunch time for us. And then Jets 1-0 against Sydney Uni, like we were speaking about before we went on. I think it seems like a lot of Jets boys are now the good ones are in the first grade squad or training with the A-League team, and there must be a fair few young boys, not disrespect to Sydney Uni or anything, but I think they scored late, Jets. So
Sydney are shite, man, let's be honest. They're shite. They're second bottom league or bottom league.
They are, correct. But yeah, so it seems like that the Jets have swapped out all their, which obviously they've still got a bunch of young youth players, but it seems like they've taken obviously the 10 points clear with 5 games to go. So
yeah, I would like to see Newcastle Jets go up.
Yeah, well they've been stuck there for years, and that's probably why they've probably been around that second, third, fourth position, and then when it gets to the back end of the year, they just can't capitalise on what everyone else. So that's probably why. Like I think they've been stuck in NPL3 for 3 years or something.
Yeah, well, COVID. I think that COVID period they're stuck in there as well. But they should have been out a lot earlier.
Yeah. So, and then Bankstown versus Mounties. So we were 3-3. Like I said, it was. You could have dropped a pin at the start, but yeah, they obviously had a big fan base there. First round we lost 5-2. I got sent off.
What'd you do?
I got like a little bit of a running with someone and caught a player. Can I say? Fat cunt.
I just said it now, so.
I caught a player in FC, and the referee came to send me off, and I got 3 weeks for it. So that was probably what they were a bit high off, and obviously we were 2 points behind them going into the weekend with a game in hand. So if we won, we would have jumped them with a game in hand, and then we're up 3-1, 85th minute. Ball went out for a corner, which I told you before, I kicked the ball out and it wasn't a corner, but that wasn't the reason why they scored.
You kicked the ball out?
I kicked the ball out, so the ball, their right winger put the ball in, comes over like my shoulder, and I've cleared it and went like straight out.
For throwing?
For
Yeah,
throwing,
and the ref and they're
If you get a call,
yeah.
It's unusual, referees make a mistake.
So that wasn't the reason why we couldn't get rid of the ball anyway. It was a scramble, the same as the first goal, and then
That was the second goal.
that was the second goal.
And this was about 85th minute or something?
That was, so they scored the 89th. And then 98th minute got a penalty for a handball. 98th minute.
Wow.
Which
Who scored the second goal? Did Mitch score the second goal or the first goal? I know
he scored the third. Second goal, no, I don't think he... Did he score two? No.
No.
I didn't. I don't think he did. I don't think he scored a double.
No, he didn't. Sorry, he didn't score a double. It was Andrew Martin that scored the double.
Let me have a look. So... No, it was a... Oh, yeah, so it was a... Ball got played in, didn't get cleared, came back in, bounced. Their player was standing in front of our keeper and just went like this. Because our keeper's quite small.
Yeah.
Not saying that it would have changed things, but yeah, he's a great keeper and really, really good with his feet. But it was just, maybe if it was a bigger body, but it wasn't his fault. So we just couldn't get rid of it. The two goals that they scored were off scrambles in a corner and then the penalty, which...
Just typical last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But to be honest, and that's what we were talking about, like I don't think they definitely, like surprisingly for us, as in how many chances we have week in, week out, we didn't have maybe as many as we did, but we couldn't play. Like they sat back. We tended to go long ball and direct, as normally we bop the ball around for our league anyway. And we just couldn't, just didn't get into it. And then when it was up 3-1, even me personally, it was like, I was non-stop looking at the clock to see when it was running out. We just had that kind of feeling. And then, penalty, which, like I think we spoke to a couple of boys from their team after. It wasn't handball. It wasn't handball, but it is what it is. It's done. It's 3-3, but fair play. They were definitely better than what they were in the first time we played them.
Yep.
And it was 50-50. Like they definitely had probably last 10-15 minutes they had chance after chance after chance and just didn't put it away. So like I think we were just a bit nervous. I don't know what it was from. I think maybe the loss against Jets might have taken the wind out of us a little bit, as we played really, really well against them and lost 1-0. So maybe that, but yeah, there was just a bit of confidence, a bit of lack of confidence from everyone on the day. But yeah, we obviously got away with a draw on the weekend, and then we won our catch-up game on Tuesday. So we're back in.
Who was that against?
Fraser Park.
And that was
at Fraser, 2-0.
Comfortable?
Not really. It took us a while to get playing. Like our usual striker got his 5th yellow on against Bankstown, so he was out. And coach made 2 other changes, so he started a new striker, started a different.
How's he been?
Yeah, he scored a double against South Coast.
Yep.
He's been playing, and that was it. He scored 2 against South Coast, and actually no, he scored on the weekend. Keeper parried one back and he tapped it in. So yeah, he's been going alright. And then obviously so Todorowski started at Fraser, scored one and had a play in the second one. So it's good. We've got a bit more depth now, but we just
that helps off the bench.
We just got to get through a bit more.
What about the young team giving you pelters, slagging?
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. We were talking about before, but whether they got told to figure this out or find out what was going on, but yeah, they knew every single person in our team.
So this is
by first
this is
name.
Bankstown.
Yeah,
Bankstown's basically got their young team.
So they would have had if they would have had probably 30 kids behind our goal, and then walked over to the other end at half time to stand behind the keeper again. And fair play, Robbie didn't buckle or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that they must have somehow found his name and then his Instagram and then his missus' name, and that was him just running. And these just 12-year-old kids, like. So anyway, so he didn't make any mistakes, but it was hearing some of the shit that they were saying was definitely a bit of an eye opener, but if it works, it works.
What about the behind the goal and Mitch took the pen?
Yeah, apparently one of the boys who plays for us now, he played for Bankstown for years, and I think he has them on social media. Apparently, they were posting the penalty like from 17 different angles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was the 98th minute. Like cool, calm, collected. Like obviously the pressure's on the taker, not the penalty. And Mitch Cross he just eats that stuff up. It was a really, really good battle between the Japanese centre back and him. Like they were going at it all game, and obviously Mitch is unreal in the air, and Kishi's was like, it was good. It was a good game. A draw was probably somewhat fair. I don't think we ever lost control of the game, but chances wise,
it's a big game for that playoff spot.
Yeah, I definitely think they had.
But it's a lot of still 15 points to play for, so there's going to be plenty of surprises.
Yeah, so we're equal. We've still got one game in hand on them, but we have a bye, so it evens out.
Yep.
So technically we're on the exact same amount of games, but we've got 3 points to make up, hopefully, which is against Inner West. So depending what happens between now and then, for back end, we obviously had a game Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, so it's good for us to have a bye next week. We get through Friday.
What do you do in a bye week? Do you do an extra training session?
I wouldn't think we'll do anything. Well, touch wood, I don't know. But I would suggest we went from, not that it affects us huge, but we play on mostly grass and then had 3 AstroTurf games in a row, and then we play at home tomorrow night. I think I would be more than confident that they'll probably give us a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Might do a bit of recovery and ice baths and stuff, which we usually, but as in on the pitch, we won't do anything. And next weekend, I wouldn't think we'd do anything. It's like 3 games in 6 days, really.
Oh yeah, it's about especially people with full-time jobs and families and all that stuff. It's tough.
And then it's at like 8 o'clock as well. So like, for example, you go have a feed or something after a game Tuesday night. Like you're getting home at midnight.
Yeah,
and then up for work and stuff like that. And then people obviously got families or whatever it is. And then so tonight I think we'll just do like a bit of ice baths, a bit of recovery, and then hopefully you get 3 points tomorrow night. And then so I think we can talk about the games that are happening this weekend. But I think we're going to try and hope that maybe we win tomorrow night and Bankstown somewhat slip up. That'll just give us a bit of breathing space. But at the end of the day, the best thing that we wanted to do was, after we kind of figured out that obviously Newcastle Jets were where they were, we just thought we want to get that second spot, and right now it's in our own hands. So if we don't lose the game, that's all we wanted. You don't want to rely on results.
That's what you want. You want it in your hands.
Exactly right. And if the bottom of your guys' league is like that, it's shit. It's an awful feeling, because as I said, you can come out and beat someone 3-0 and be absolutely flying, but then some result goes complete opposite way from that same weekend, and like you're not deflated, but you're like, well, what do I need to do? We've just turned a game around. And
it's funny. We were saying that any time results have gone our way, then we won't win.
Yeah.
Any time they've gone against us, then we win. Like when we beat Blacktown 2-0, all the results went against us that week.
That was a weekend where we beat Marconi, I think, as well.
Everything went against us, and then we went and beat Blacktown. So
but that just shows like the results in all, like especially the higher ones, not so much ours, has been pretty consistent. But the leagues, the results in NPL 2 and 1, are like 1 week you'll see someone win 5-0, and then the next week they'll lose 3-0. And you're just like, and they're good, like obviously all good teams. It's just strange how that happens 6-7 days apart.
I know. Well, the good thing is 5 games to go, and every single league, top and bottom, have got a lot to go for.
Well, that's the other thing as well. Like you're talking about finals, but then you're also talking about like you don't want that. Well, not that you don't, but you don't want that like 6th spot to 10th spot to be playing for nothing. Because results aren't. Where at least now everyone's kind of playing for something in your league anyway, and the top half of our league as well.
Okay, cool. So that's NPL 1, 2 and 3. Top goal scorers, Euros on 27, 100 miles on 24, Mixed Cross on 26. So very tight for top goal scorers. I know NPL do divisions, but I think Champion Football's going to do a little golden boot for the top goal scorer across all 3. And Yuki's in there as well with 24.
So he would have scored, is that from Saturday? So he scored on Tuesday.
So he's on 25. Okay, so very tight. And then as always, thank you to BN Sports and Red Bull for supporting the podcast. Also want to say thank you to Deploy and Lightweight Athletic. They've both been huge help with Champion 5s. And on Champion 5s, the expression of interest ends on the 31st of July. There's close to 30 teams at the moment registered interest. So on the 1st of August, Chaz is back on Sunday. When he gets back and the expression of interest deadline's over, he's going to give everybody a call and basically say you've got 7 days to register, and it's first in, best dressed. There's a lot of good stuff happening, a lot of good stuff. A lot of sponsors have helped us out massively with just little bits and bobs, so just things they can do from their own team. And we've got a good announcement. So basically we've done a partnership with BN Sports and Deploy to give every single team a kit. So every team will get their own kit. We'll do a wee announcement on social media what that kit looks like, but we've seen a lot of other 5-a-side tournaments they don't give you a kit, so we thought we'll give every team a kit, name and number on the back. We'll have the BN Sports logo, Champagne 5s logo, Deploy logo, and then Lightweight Athletic will be on there at the back as well. So chances are you'll get to pick your kit, the early register, you'll get to pick the kit you want as well. So that's just one of, there's literally a shit ton of stuff we've got planned. We just need to wait till all the teams are in, and then we'll send you an email with all the actual announcements. So he's happy that he's got a wee bit of a reward for signing up early and getting in. So that's again 31st of July. Jump on Instagram and just need one person to register the team. you need 9 players. Somebody asked me, do I need a goalkeeper? Yes, you need a goalkeeper. They don't actually have to be a goalkeeper, but you need someone in goals during the tournament. I thought that'd be common sense, but that's a question we've been asked. Somebody also asked, is it all age? It have to be 18 or older. There'll be an after party, so there'll be alcohol at the after party, so we want to keep everyone of age. So that's just, there's lots of things we need to announce slowly but surely, but people who sign up or at least express an interest, we'll give a little bit more information to them. But get yourself Champagne Football Show Instagram and click the link, put in your name, email, contact number, and Chaz will be in touch. And 2nd November. Okay, right, Levi, Samuel, quick chat with you boys. We've got, maybe just go through, we'll start with you, Sam, with football journey. You've been obviously, you mentioned me at Rockdale and Marconi, and obviously now at Sutherland. Is that, did you play right through the youth?
Yeah, so play right through the youth. I was at Rockdale in the 13s as well, but before that I was in all my youth, like it was called Development Squad back then. I was at Sutherland for that. Went to Rockdale, I was at Western New Berries, and I did a 2-year academy at like an Italian academy called Football Mondial. And that probably changed me as a footballer, made me basically what I am today.
That was an academy?
Yeah, Italian Academy Football Mondial.
Where was that based?
It was here, it was in like the Strathfield area and that. Vince Colagiuri ran it, and he used to do Project 22 back in the day and things like that.
He was part of basically, they mentioned that.
Yeah, and so from there, then I went to Marconi in the 18s and that. Marconi then got relegated into NPL 2, so then I moved across.
Marconi get relegated?
Yeah, and it took them 2 years to get back up as well. I wanted to stay, but then APIA reached out, and then I was at APIA for like 5 years. So from 20s into first grade, started first grade at APIA when I was like 20 years old. Was in 3 grand finals, lost 2, finally won the 3rd, beat Melbourne Victory in the FA Cup.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good times there, and then ended up moving to Rockdale. We won the COVID league there. COVID Cup, won the league, but then lost. And then lost in the grand final to Sydney United. But that was like one of the best grand finals. Like I don't know if you've look up the highlights on it. Mad game, heaps of goals, 3-3 into penalties in the end.
3-3, okay.
But there were some bombs in that game.
What year was that? 20 what?
20, would it have been 2020 or 2021?
Oh, COVID was both years.
Yeah, I think whenever that was, it was like a 13.
Who won it?
Sydney United beat us in penalties. But it was a mad game. Trafiro scored a mad free kick.
I like him.
Pekovsky, who's at Hills now, actually scored a bomb outside the box. Yeah, we had a crack. It was a crack grand final.
That's good. So you've won. You've not won the final.
I've won. So won the league at APIA.
Not the COVID league, but.
Yeah. I can say I won the COVID league. Yeah. Well, we won the minor premiership and that. So you say that's more important. So
Was that the 22 game season or 20?
No, that was when they made it like a smaller condensed season. But before that, we hadn't lost a game before they cancelled the season for COVID. We were at Rockdale, we hadn't lost a game either, and then we just carried that form into when they made that 13 game season.
13 game season.
Yeah, it was silly, but you can only win. Everyone says it's silly, but you can only win what's in front of you.
It's not a season, is it? The Champions League this year's 8 games. That's nuts, man. And okay, so
then Rockdale, then went to Marconi. Was there for 2 years, and then finally I went to Sutherland. I've been a Sutherland boy all my life. It's close to home for me and that, and it's a different challenge now. I've always been, at the top and that, but now I've been a bit older, leading the younger boys and that.
How old are you?
I'm 27, just turned 27 in July. Getting older, man. You got these 19-year-olds now.
10 years older than me.
Yeah, exactly.
19, yeah, 18.
18?
Yeah.
Chaz, I could put 19.
But our team's very young, so I'm one of the older boys. So we've only got like 3 boys over 30, and then I'm like the 5th oldest in the team. So it's
much as well.
Different challenge in that, but I like leading the younger boys in that, and love it. Can't say a bad word about the club. It's a great club.
So what were you? This is your first year in NPL?
Yeah, first year in NPL.
You've been playing with Sutherland?
Been with Sharks for 4 years now. 4 or 5, I think. For my 4th year. Before that, I was at Rockdale for a year, and then I was at Hakoah for a year and a half, and where else was I? That's it. That's all I've been.
High school, primary school.
Yeah, actually.
HSC, done.
Just graduated there.
So this is your first year playing. Did you play first grade at all when you were part of the 20s?
Yeah, last year. So last year was my. I was in signed 20s, and then I was getting brought up into the first grade training sessions and stuff, and then made my debut against Wollongong Wolves at home, and then was in and around. I was at like that rough period where you're playing, you're not playing. So yeah.
You nervous playing the first grade game?
I'm more buzzing, to be honest, because I was at home as well, and my family came down.
Oh, nice.
So it was good. Yeah.
You're having a good season this year?
I'm doing alright. Like I was starting at the start of the year. I was starting playing good, and then went through a patch of getting dropped, playing 20s, and then second half of the season I started. And I've been getting assists.
I would say the last 5 or 6 games that I've seen the highlights of or watched bits of, you seem quite heavily involved in most of the games.
Yeah. I've been pretty good with goal contributing. So it's young, yeah.
Right, good man. Yeah. Okay, well, Sutherland this year obviously interesting year for you because you've been sort of down that bottom third for most of the season. How's mood in the camp? He's optimistic.
Yeah, I think we're pretty confident, but you know, we're just as cliche as it is, taking one game at a time. Like we're not looking at, you know, 5 weeks down the track. We're just looking at what's in front of us, and there's some good opportunities for us.
It's in your hands, isn't it?
Yeah, with Manly tomorrow and Central Coast next week, there's games that can. There are a lot of 6-pointers and grand finals for us, but we've got to capitalise on it. So
it's hard to really try and do the math on what's going to work out because you forget that teams are playing each other and it's fucking ruins the math over there. So it's hard to work out. So it's just there's going to be upsets. Even teams like we've got, I think we've got Olympic, Manly. But then we've got Blacktown, Wolves, APIA. Yeah. Which again, every game on papers. Yeah. But like usually play Manly and Mariners, which could go, it looks like a more favourable run. Yeah. But is it? Because they're fighting for their lives.
That's fine. That's what we were saying. We're saying like what we're saying. We need to try pick up points against them. They're saying the exact same thing about us. You know, so we'll see how we go. But like we're saying, we're like the football we're playing is actually good, and the experience that these younger boys are getting now. If we can survive, it'll be better in the long run if we can keep this team together. Because we're playing some good football, but it's just about you need to have that experience.
Well, a lot of games that I've mentioned a few times in the podcast. Actually, when you watch some of your games, I feel like you get a lot of chances. Yeah. But you haven't been very clinical.
That's
very clinical.
It's kind of been the story of our season, to be honest.
Yeah. I think the number 9. I mean, again, another cliche. A number 9 is the difference maker. I feel like all the top teams have all got a good number 9, and it'll be the same in your leagues as well. Number 9 can score a barrel load in those leagues.
Well, that's exactly right. If you can put the ball in the back of the net, that's what everyone wants to do. I don't think really defending. Well, look at all the
scores.
Yeah, some teams are scoring 5 goals a week or whatever it is. It's not going on it now.
And I think that's why we've had a lot of draws because. You know, sometimes we can't score in that. We create a lot of chances, can't finish. But I think we've had like 7 or 8 draws. You know, over the course of the season.
Draws kill you, man.
Yeah. But also, they're like the out and out, like typical 9s. There's not that many around now.
No.
It's hard to find. That's what I'm saying. When you've got one.
Well, yeah, and that's the way, especially because even. Well, if you've got a bit of cash behind you, look at they're already cemented in a club. Like a Euro's never going to league drop.
Yeah, never.
Like you've got. A Donovan who's coming to the end of his career. So you've got all these boys who are not going to leave the club, or they're coming at the end. It's the end of an era, that sort of player, or you need a big stack of cash to try and get them. Yeah. And it's difficult. Or some of the boys who are good get snapped up to go overseas. Yeah. And then that's just the way the old number 9s. But that's the difference maker in NPL, 100%. So top division, obviously this year is obviously the plan.
Yeah.
If worst case scenario, you go down. Would you both put Sutherland next year? Oh, shut it!
We didn't say anything. Personally, I would. I like the club. I love the club and that, and you know, I think we are building something special. So, but let's not look into it.
This way?
You might just drop for a weekend.
Yeah. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Yeah, probably. I'd say so. It just depends.
Yeah, it depends as you're older.
Yeah,
it depends as you're older.
Different scenarios. Young, some older.
You want a challenge, and that's what. Like an older thing is like there's nothing better than say you got relegated. There'd be nothing better for you to take them back up. Whereas like look, obviously it's good for but young.
I've always played NPL 1, so it'd be different, but. Again, it's another challenge. Like I said, I've been at.
You can go back to. You go and play NPL 2 I mean, Sutherland could of course stay up, but if worst case scenario do get relegated and you both stay, it's fun going to try and win a title.
Yeah, 100%.
It's fun being in that top half, fighting for games, winning more games. Yeah. There's nothing better than winning. It doesn't matter the level.
Yeah,
it's exactly so brilliant, man. Brilliant. So I mean, obviously you won't be there next year if you get relegated.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll be all good anyway.
So changing room wise, obviously good. You're optimistic, good morale. What about boys in the team? Good banter.
Yeah, we got some good stories. Whenever you want to get into that.
Mate, you're leading the charge here. This is your session.
What do you want to start with, Mason?
Right, anything. Right.
So we just started Mason Fernandez, younger guy in our team, and we've only just realised now, so we'd know if it's like the older boy's fault or not. He doesn't shower after the training. But the funny thing is, we've thought he showered because he brings a towel and he sits there
with his towel.
And then he goes. So
was it a sit with his towel?
Yeah, he just sits there with his towel. Yeah,
he just
shirt off and just waits.
The older boys, like we got like Vekic. They will fine you if you don't shower, or Stammer, or Geordie Roberts.
So pretend you shower.
He'll wait until they've showered.
We've got players who just put their gear on and go home.
And we've only figured it out probably like 2 weeks ago. We figured it out, and then because sometimes he'd say, "Oh, I'm just going to go the away route, change it to shower," or and then but then he goes home, and then I caught him in the car. He was just in the car sitting in his gear. He's sitting in his gear, so I took a photo of him. So we don't know whether we've got to backdate his fines now or what, because that's a long period of time.
I mean, bringing that towel and just going like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's definitely thought about it.
Yeah, it's not like I thought about. The bringing the towel and everything.
So what's the paranoia about not getting showers? Obviously, you're just like, I just don't want to get my dick out.
I'm not sure. Because Bachi, a Japanese player, he doesn't shower either because he says he reckons he gets sick.
Yeah, and I told him you get sick if you don't shower while you're still sweaty and that, like.
Nah, it's a cop out that, man.
There's some funny ones. Then we've had we're not allowed to not allowed to eat lollies, sometimes before games and that.
Sometimes.
Well, I don't know. At the start we did, and then we just had lollies banned basically. And but so Chris Lindsay, he was away for the session that we got told that. Weekend comes to the game. Pulls out a bag of party mix lollies. Looks over at everyone. The coach starts like, "Party mix anyone?" Does anyone want any of that? And then everyone just went silent. We didn't know what to say because we missed that session where it was banned. So it was good fun.
So your man Mason, is he a young boy?
Yeah, he's a young boy.
21 maybe. Yeah, 21.
He's older than you.
Yeah.
You shower?
Yeah, I shower.
He showers in his undies. So that's a fine as well.
This guy every time I get in the shower with my undies on, fine.
The shower situation's funny in our changing room, man. They've got a real weird dynamic. Some people love the shower, they're swagging about their talking there's some people like that brilliant shower. And then you've got the lads who are bringing towels and fake showering. And you've got lads with pants on. It's a really weird dynamic, man. A weird dynamic.
There's some good stories, man, that we've had.
What about end of season trips? Did you have any last year?
So I've had my fair few, but my best one was probably at APIA when we beat Melbourne Victory in the Cup. We got offered. Was that just a night out because you beat them? No. So we went towards our end of season trip. Nice. So we actually got offered from one of the sponsors $25,000 if we beat Melbourne Victory.
No wonder you beat them.
So that was the incentive. We beat them, and then we had like $7,000 worth of fines. And then there was all in the papers. We were talking about going to Vegas. Now we didn't end up going to Vegas. We had a big squad in that. So we went to Gold Coast, but we got 2 penthouses at like the Peppers in Gold Coast. Unreal trip. You can't beat it. And then Marconi have done Cairns and that, and we're going Cairns again for with Sutho.
Can we have a champagne 5 end of season?
Honestly, if I've done a champagne, I would die.
Mate.
I love that.
You've been on a ride with me end of season?
I go on every club's end of season. I go to the end of season with my old team still on some chat. At the end of season.
I'll keep you in the loop for Mounties promotion.
Man, I love it end of season too, man. They're the best things ever, man.
Yeah.
I go to the Spirit one of the coaching staff. I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's good. It's a part of it.
It's amazing, mate. 100%. It's brilliant.
It's not like it is the big part of it, and again, pre-season as well for new teams. Like you have to. The bonding, people might say this and that, or like the young kids don't drink, blah blah. But like for bonding, as soon as you get past that kind of like the 25-year-old stage, it's like it's bigger than like the first time I played with Chaz. We went to Canberra for a pre-season game, and we went out. A couple of us went back to the room to then go back out, and me, Chaz, I think Shane Murray. Like 4 of us just ended up staying in the room, just absolutely chatting shit. Like, and that's what bonds. And that was.
Was that podcast?
That was like 6-7 years ago. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm still very close with Chaz. Like that stuff builds foundations for teams, like for players, for clubs, and outside. Like.
Oh, there's lads. I think the best thing about the end of the season. Oh, and for me, when I went to, I remember not last year, before I went to Gold Coast. We got promoted, and there was a few lads in the team, younger lads who are, I mean, nice lads, probably bit of chat, wee bit of banter about them, but then we got in the season and they came out their shell.
Yeah, that's what you love to see.
Big time. And then they come back the next year and things are completely different.
They're more vocal on the pitch, I think that's brilliant, man. And obviously the stories are superb. But maybe we could chat, because Chaz and I were talking about doing a champagne, at least a night out for all the guests, everyone who's been on. Maybe just get a big house. And just say, everyone, let's fucking go. You can keep there if you want, you can go home if you want, and it's not quite a full weekend away, but it could be a decent way. A weekend away would be fucking decent though. Yeah. But in a season trip with the football team, no matter
you can't.
Pub football, Sunday football, APIA.
It's probably better the lower you go. Unless you're earning $25.
That was a once in a lifetime, that one. That's why.
But the thing is, you see it, like the boys, like just the local lads, like they care more about like the 3 p.m. game. They care about the beers that they have after, even if it's a decent level. I mean, decent association level. Like that's huge for them. Like the 20s stay and watch them. Like that's all foundation, and that's what they care about. That's what they want to go get blind every Saturday. That's their outlet. It's like I just feel like obviously maybe the higher you go, the more serious obviously it gets. But yeah, definitely in those lower leagues, it's.
But I do think there's a place for it. Like obviously,
there's a place. Of course,
there's a point of it. But even myself, like my background, I'm heavily into S&C and health and nutrition, blah blah blah, with the players. But players finish a game and they like a beer. Yeah, I can enjoy yourself, man. After every game, the boys have a beer or two upstairs. Yeah. But again, obviously, professional to a certain point. Yeah. But then there's also times where you can go, let's have a night out.
Yeah, of course. No, you need to.
No, I definitely believe you need that 100%. Like, you see those teams, like, even when I was at APIA, it was always, if we had a Saturday night game, you had to go out, just at least be out with the team for a bit. Things like that. You don't have to drink, but you just have to be there. You have to show your face. But then eventually, when you get there, you want to stay with the team, you know?
Of course.
And I've built that many friendships, still friends with like Gacino and things at APIA, Parisi's, the Speranzas from Marconi. I'm very close with them.
It's definitely
Euro close to me from Rockdale.
Well, we went on the last end of the season, so Simon Nicholas in our team doesn't drink. So fair play to him, still came. And but they do it, the way Spirit do it is they have, I mean some boys might do something similar, but so every morning they have like basically like kangaroo co-op. So everyone has to be at 8 o'clock in the morning, everyone has to down a beer, the rookies, people the first time they do 2, etc. Because he didn't drink, you're like, you're not getting away with murder, so he bought them non-alcoholic beer. So every morning he's tanning 2 non-alcoholic beers. Like, so he's getting all the fucking, it's freezing cold non-alcoholic. He's doing 2 of them, and then obviously with something, you pull the tennis balls out there. So everyone's got a number on it, positions, ages, blah blah blah. So you can get pulled out and they do 5 draws. Yeah. So he gets pulled out 2 or 3 times in a row, and all 3 or 4 just non-alcoholic drink, man. He's just sitting there gassy and bloated like, it's horrendous, man. But again, fair play, still came.
Still can. That's exactly. Like half people wouldn't even bother with that, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can.
It makes a massive difference to the camaraderie movement in the following year. Yeah, 100%. Aye.
Well, not that you look at anyone a bit differently, but it is an eye opener when you're out and about or whatever with your team, and some guy's always the first to leave, or it's just
cat flaps up.
Yeah. It makes you want to play for your teammates.
100%.
You know. Yeah, definitely.
Big difference.
Well, Champagne Fives will have an after party, which is not going to be a weekend away. I'll have 25 grand in the can. If any sponsors want to put 25 grand in the bar,
being sports.
We'll definitely try and sort boys out some beers, but maybe stretch to 25 grand. There'll definitely be an after party for everyone who wants to celebrate, and then next year we're looking at trying to do a Champagne Awards night, maybe a proper night out. That'll be decent. But for football plans for the future, obviously, I mean, you're only 27, you're old, but you're definitely not old, man. And then, what about yourself, mate? Any plans? Obviously, let's just pretend you're going to leave Sutherland at some point. What's your aspirations?
Play overseas, play in Europe.
Yeah. Anywhere? Just anywhere you're
Anywhere, specifically...
Basically, want to be in a full-time environment?
England, yeah, I want to be full-time, 100%. I'll try and crack the A-League first, and then hopefully get a gig overseas. So,
yeah.
So that's my end goal.
Yep.
But yeah, just whatever.
What do you think your big part of your game's missing at the moment to get to that next level?
I would say final third, my awareness, when knowing when to make that run into the box and which type of run to make. I think.
Do you work on it?
Yeah, I do. To be fair, I watch back my clips as well to see where I've gone wrong. Like for instance, on the weekend I had a pretty average game. I felt like, when you're playing, you just feel like you're not right.
Yep.
So yeah, I
felt like every fucking week when I played.
So yeah, I watch back and I just take notes and I just look, and then I'll go to training and I'll train because I work only 3 times a week. So when I'm not working, I'll go to the park with my cousin and I'll work.
Just running in the box.
No, he plays for Manly. He's President Tiz.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a signing man.
Yeah. So yeah.
How's he been good at Manly so far? Has he scored yet?
No, first game. Last week was his first game, and then got him tomorrow.
He's a decent player. He was good at St George.
Yeah.
Done well at St George.
He's good.
What about yourself, mate?
For me, I'll keep playing as long as I can. I played, I was overseas for a bit, and
overseas?
In the Serie C, US Pistoiese, but what happened is very, as you would know...
First, go back. What country is that in?
Italy. Serie C.
Serie C. Oh, sorry.
Serie C.
It sounded like it was one word. Yeah.
When I was 16 and I was in the 18s at Marconi's when I got scouted to go there for some trials and that, and the big regret for me was that my parents wanted me to stay and finish my HSC in school and that, so I waited 2 years, then I went over as soon as I finished school.
Tough decision.
So yeah, exactly, and you didn't know what was going to come from it and that, because if I went there at that age, I would have went straight into their Primavera squads and things like that, but because I went there at 18, 19, it had to be straight in first team, and I was going really well. I was actually about to sign there, coach liked me, and then I went to that game on the weekend, and the coach got sacked after that game. So I get to training that week, and they called me in. The new coach was like, "Who's this kid from Australia?" I know nothing about him. Got called in to the president.
Seems like a pattern. Dominic Costanzo was the same story.
Yeah, well, he's Italian as well, so that's probably why. But so got there, and then they actually said, we want you to stay, but give us some money and we'll sign you. Give
us some money?
Yeah, they wanted me to pay them to stay. So, yeah, I wish, but for me, I couldn't do that. I want to earn it, So that's why. And then I ended up going back home and things like that. But yeah, for me, 27, I still think I'm definitely in my prime. And I just got to keep playing till I can. Obviously, want to stay in NPL 1.
Yep.
I did want to go A-League, but you see a lot of, they just recycle the same players in A-League, and probably looking for younger players like Levi and that now. So for me, it would just be helping and leading the younger boys in NPL 1. But for me, I've always, because I can play that many positions. I'm definitely a midfielder, and I got scouted.
Where do you play? What's your, if you did the position?
My main position is midfield, like centre mid.
Central?
Yeah, centre mid. And that's when I got scouted to go to Italy. But because I'm so versatile, I can play left back, right wing, right wing. I've played everywhere besides centre back and striker.
Yeah.
Besides centre back and goalkeeper, I've played striker.
Okay.
My bad.
Well, to be fair, as a coach as well, though, it's handy having those players.
Yeah, I know.
As a squad player as well, even though you might not times you might not start, but to have a player that eventually can play multiple positions allows you to move things.
But when I've started, it's actually good. I remember being at Marconi, I was playing in midfield, went in about 12 games unbeaten in the midfield. We actually versus Sutherland, we got a red card. I was telling Levi before, we got a red card against Sutherland, and it's one of our centre backs. So what we did, we shifted the right back to centre back, moved me to right back, and we were able to do that. So from a starting position, it's actually really good as well. It's handy to have those players. And then I think sometimes get a bit undervalued with that as well, at how important it is.
What's your favourite? I know your favourite position, but versatile?
Yeah, I've played right wing, right back, left back, left wing for the last... So since I went to Ryde and signed as a 10 but never played there, I've played all 4 positions multiple times.
You'd probably know.
I'm now, if someone asked, they'd say I'm a right back, but right back's probably the least. I played left back for 5 years, and then I played right.
Right.
I was just always left I left fullback with the right foot, and so even when now left back's out of Mounties, it's not even a question. I just go straight there.
Yeah.
Even if whoever's coming in at right back is not an out and out right back, I get moved there instead of. I suppose having me at left back is more versatile.
Yeah,
so.
you probably know.
It's hard because you don't cement a position week in, week out, like you do to a certain extent, but sometimes when
that's official left back,
because there's players that are legit on the team sheet in the same position every single week, and then there's someone that's on the team sheet but not cemented. Like you might be on the team sheet playing one of those positions, but if something else happens, it's just a funny way it works. You don't have a cemented, which it is now, but it obviously works better as a squad, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, you want to build consistency, in your position, like you probably know as well. Like if you're getting moved to different positions, you actually have to change the way you play to that position. You know, how you receive a ball, how you're playing left back or right back, and things like that. You just want to build that consistency in the same spot, and you probably know, like I say, I know what I can offer. Playing midfield, I can offer more. My value as a midfielder is probably more. Like I can play those positions, but I know if you want to get the best out of me, then that'll be in my best position.
And then you
goes
and does a job at right or left back, and they're like,
and then you play there,
and then you almost forget about him playing in this sort of match.
Exactly,
and that's what happens, and that's what happened with me. Like I was in the out and out 10. Like I always played high up the pitch, up until, and like I wouldn't say it was an age thing. Obviously it might be now, but I still it's not even a question. And after the first year that I got signed at Ryde, I never ever played in the middle of the park again. Never have. So
that's that's because they say I've got an engine and I can, so at Rockdale I was just cemented right wing back, and then people would say to me, sometimes then when I was at Marconi, boys on the field would be like, aren't you a back? And I'm like, no, I'm actually midfield, man. But they see you playing right wing back all the time, and then that's what they think, and then that's what clubs see as well,
of course. That's what I said.
So you put it scores I'll play anywhere. Get me in.
That's the same as me. I'll play anywhere what's best for the team, but I know what I can bring as a midfielder as well. Yeah.
Okay, good lads. Well, we're going to go look at the weekend's games. We'll have a bit of prediction. So we've got, obviously you boys have both got a chance to, so I think the highest, you're up high, aren't you? You're an 8.
What is the highest?
I think 8's the top.
Yeah, I remember, when you put up the table, it would have been
You've been on top?
Yeah.
You're
still the same?
There's a couple of 7. So I think you're top. I'm actually top. I got 11 Monday. I get a shot in it every week. This week, Chaz got 5, I get 3, I'm going to get 5. Look, it's, as you boys know, very difficult. So all you need to do is predict win, lose or draw, put it in the league table, and then we'll have a wee play-off at the end with the top lads at the top. Right now, Ali's on top. So we'll start with...
Us boys.
That's what you can choose. I'm unsure about you, mate. You want out?
I'm on the bench this week, so...
Are you? Yeah. So Sutherland win? Yeah. Well, you boys are going to go Sutherland, I take it?
Yeah, we'll take Sutherland. 100%.
At Manly? Is it Friday night, Manly?
Yeah, Friday. So tomorrow night.
I'm going to go Manly.
Wow.
We've got to drive after work, get across the bridge,
Exactly.
You've got to take all that into account,
Exactly. And mate,
but still
Friday night's a tough place to get points.
100%. We're still backing us.
Ali, you can go with... What did we do last week with Bay? No, Chaz just puts predictions in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, I'll just give my 2 cents.
You've got at the top, mate. You're cruising.
I don't want to lower that. So just leave that.
Okay, we've got Wolves.
I'll help you with the bottom league.
Yeah, thank you.
Wolves, Sydney FC, Wolves.
Yeah, we're going to hope for Wolves. Yeah.
Wolves. Yeah, I want to go Wolves as well.
Is it at Wollongong?
No.
It's at Rockdale.
It's at other than.
Yeah.
Okay, big one. Rockdale. I just realised Chaz has put us in here. So Chaz went Sutherland, and he went draw for Wolves. And okay, APIA versus Rockdale. Rockdale?
Yeah.
I'm going to draw.
I'm going to go draw as well.
Yeah.
Chaz has went APIA, obviously.
2 former clubs, so just stick with the draw.
You went Levi, you said
Rockdale.
And you said
draw. Yeah, I'm taking draw.
Okay, cool. House versus St George, another big game at the bottom of the league.
Saints,
aye.
Wait, FC? Oh.
Where's it at, Hills?
It's at House.
Jeez.
I'm going to Hills after their game last week.
Yeah.
Aye?
Yeah.
Both going House?
Yeah.
I'm going to go St George. Okay, Bankstown versus Hakoah. Is that? I don't know if that's Bankstown United or Bankstown. Do you know who that is? United or City?
Can find out.
Berries.
Is that our league games done
Sorry, City or
already?
Berries.
Yeah, that's 4, yeah.
We do 4 from each.
Oh, 4 from each.
Fixtures.
Obviously, you boys don't care about NPL 2 and NPL 3. Some of the people listening do. Bankstown City or Bankstown United?
Okay, it is
Either way, it's a big game.
Bankstown
Bankstown
City.
Bankstown Berries,
City.
sorry.
So it's
Berries.
3rd versus 4th.
34th. Okay, it's at Bankstown.
Yep.
But it makes
Hakoah.
They were decent when we first.
Yeah, Hakoah.
I'm going to go Hakoah as well. Okay, Inter Lions versus Mount Druitt at Inter. Inter just beat Bulls 3-0. Mount Druitt having a wee bit of stinky form.
I'll go a draw there. Inter are going alright, aren't they?
Well, that's what you said. They just beat.
Hong Kong. They play like
Bulls 3-0.
they get some big. They're capable of an upset, but not very consistent.
I'll go draw, yeah.
Draw.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Shameless. What did you say, Sam? I'll do the same.
That's what I mean.
Chaz went Inter, aye? I'm going to go Mount Druitt. Okay, Macarthur Rams versus Dunbar.
So that's
relegation.
2nd last versus 4th last.
Yeah. I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah, I'll go Rams for
It's a shit place to go.
That is aye.
Rams for my mate Manny. There you go.
There you go.
I'm with you.
Okay, Macarthur, this will be a tough game. Raiders have won last 5 versus Bulls. At Bulls. You going Bulls?
Yeah, Bulls.
Do Bulls play at Fairfield? Or what do they play at?
They'll play at Sydney United.
Oh, they do. So who plays at Fairfield Showground? I thought
Training, I think.
No, it's just training, yeah.
But someone does play there though.
someone. Yeah, I thought because the Mounties were talking about having the AstroTurf, but there's
We
a
played
grass.
that. We played Mounties in pre-season there last year on the AstroTurf. That's what I'm thinking. But they train there. They definitely train there. Bulls. I'm gonna go Bulls to bounce back after that weekend. Aye. Mounties versus Camden.
Yeah, we'll win.
Ali McKie side versus Camden.
We'll win.
Ali McKie's playing 10. First time in 4 years.
We'll go Mounties.
Okay, Chaz went Mounties. Fraser versus Stanmore.
Well, Fraser actually weren't Fraser were definitely better on Tuesday than what we
Anticipated.
Yeah, like we beat them 5-1 first game, and then I don't know, they had a bit of a different. They got 2 Japanese boys were decent. The bloke that plays up front has been scoring goals for fun. He wasn't there at the start of the year. I think he was at Hakoah previously. Some Francis McAlpine or something. He's decent. Played him on Tuesday. I think he might have gone off injured, but he's decent. So Fraser a hit and miss, but yeah, Stanmore obviously 4th. So
B boys soon.
50-50.
Yeah. You go first, mate.
Alright, I'll go. I'll just go Fraser.
You go Fraser.
Yeah.
Who are you going? I'm backing you with this one. I don't know.
After watching Fraser, it was quite. I'd say draw. Let's say draw.
I'm going to go draw there.
Chaz went draw as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to get off the fence. I want to sit on the west. Okay.
Only because of playing Fraser on Tuesday. If it was the first round of the year, I would 100% say Stanmore, but Fraser definitely better than what they were at the start.
Last 2 games.
Consistent. So.
Hawkesbury versus Bankstown. That'll be Bankstown United, won't it?
Yeah, that's the Bankstown.
City and Berries.
So Bankstown at 1 point behind us, and obviously need to keep winning. Hawkesbury, it'll be. So I was saying about physical and just like Aussies that are physical and energetic. They're both quite similar. Obviously, Bankstown are bopping teams, but Hawkesbury aren't a pushover. It'll be pretty. I think it might get a bit physical between those 2 boys, but I would say Bankstown.
Yeah, I'll go Bankstown as well.
You still. I'm going to go Bankstown. And then Hurstville versus Sydney United. I'm going Hurstville.
Yeah, and you said so. Connor's Gornski's.
No, he's not. He basically went to Ireland, and I think he just came back. But he's had a bit of a long-standing issue with his knee for years.
No, I seen him when I was sent off in the first game. I spoke to him from the sideline, and I think he had just been coming back from.
So I think he just said basically, he doesn't want to, there's no point in playing the last 4 games and risk making it worse.
So how did they go this week?
They won 4-1 or something.
Oh yeah, 4-1 against Camden on Friday.
You boys in Hurstville versus Sydney United? Draw.
I'll go.
Sydney United dead last.
Yeah, I'll go Hurstville.
Okay. Well, that's it, boys. Thank you very much, and all the best of the weekend. I hope you draw. All right. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, lad.